Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 6.
Powerful thunderstorms brought heavy rain and wind damage to several parts of the region early this morning. It's a storm our First Alert storm team has followed for days. The Southern Valley, Grand Forks, and Lakes Country were among some of the hardest hit. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie gives you an inside look at the damage.
A scary situation early Saturday morning for many living on Dead Lake in Dent, Minnesota.
My daughter came in the room. She's like, we have to get in the basement, and yanked us out of bed. We went downstairs, and while we were going down the stairs, we could hear all the trees crashing and falling.
Though the storm was brief, its wrath continues for people like Ilvidson who are cleaning up its aftermath. And will be for quite some time.
There goes the rest of our summer. That was my reaction. This is going to take months to clean up. It's so bad.
It wasn't but 3 weeks ago storms uprooted trees and downed power lines on the north side of the lake. Several saying they can't catch a break. These straight line winds have the power to cause as much damage as a tornado.
It sounded like a freight train coming through. I was in a camper at the time, and it shook pretty well.
Hawkert says he tried making a run for the house, but the rain was so heavy he couldn't see. Looking around Saturday, he says he's lucky to be alive.
Kids were crying, and the wind, it started sprinkling, kind of wake you up, and then we had the windows open and everything, and then it just kaboom.
Polson has owned Heart Beach Resort on the lakeshore for 33 years.
We've had 115-mile-an-hour winds, and it never did this much damage.
Although cleanup is far from over, these neighbors say they're just thankful everyone's okay. In Dent, Minnesota, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
We have another First Alert weather day today. We're expecting some storms to sweep through the portions of the viewing area later tonight. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Justin Fanfarelli to see what we can expect. Justin?
And thank you, Katie. Good evening, everybody. Yes, we do have at least the chance of some strong to severe thunderstorms, especially in our northern and western counties as we go through the next few hours. But with each passing hour, the threat is starting to decrease. We do have some strong to severe storms between Bismarck and Mobridge right now, but the area we've been watching, the Devil's Lake Basin, we just had one strong to severe storm that was near Langdon, and that's it. Most of us are just now seeing mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, still hazy, hot, and humid. We have a severe thunderstorm watch from Devil's Lake to Carrington to the South Dakota border. That is off to the west of Jamestown. That does go until midnight, but nothing for the bulk of our viewing area as of yet. Temperatures around the region ranging from near 80 into the Devil's Lake Basin to near 90 down toward Jamestown, and the winds are flipping around from a southerly to more of a northwesterly direction, as you can see, into the Devil's Lake Basin. That is a cold front making its way through, and as it does, we do have at least the chance of some strong to possibly severe thunderstorms between now and sunset, and just a slight increase in the clouds overnight as temperatures fall back through the 70s. Now, after we get past tonight, we have a lot of sunshine on the way, cooler and drier air. We'll get into the 7-day forecast that's coming up later in the newscast.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Justin. Marchers will be hitting the streets tomorrow for the Solidarity March hosted by Black Lives Matter. They plan on meeting at Fargo City Hall at noon and begin marching at 1 p.m. Organizers tell us they will be joined by the Native American community and Latin community to call for justice for Army soldier Vanessa Guillen and Breonna Taylor. They are also continuing to ask for leaders in the FM community to be held accountable for their actions, namely Fargo Police Chief David Todd, saying they want him to step down ahead of his resignation at the end of the month.
We still want him to be terminated and be reprimanded for his actions, which has not been done as of yet. So we're going to be marching and let our voices be heard.
March organizers say this will be a peaceful event. Legendary television personality Regis Philbin has died at age 88. A Philbin family statement says he passed away of natural causes Friday. His fans knew and loved him as the friendly host of the morning show Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, which later became Live with Regis and Kelly. He also became a famous game show host by asking who wants to be a millionaire. The family statement went on to say they remembered him for his warmth, his sense of humor, and, quote, singular ability to make every day into something worth talking about. Saying farewell to a civil rights icon. Memorial services and tributes to Georgia Congressman John Lewis began today in the place where he grew up, Pike County, Alabama. Lewis died earlier this month after a battle with cancer. He was 80 years old. Chris Pallone has the story.
As he championed the cause of the disinherited, despised, and disenfranchised.
In Troy, Alabama, a celebration of life. Friends and family gathering to remember an American icon and lifelong public servant who came from their midst, Congressman John Lewis.
I remember the day when John left home. Mother told him not to get in trouble, not to get in the way, and be particular. But we all know that John got in trouble, got in the way, but it was a good trouble.
Good trouble, Lewis called it, standing up for the powerless, fighting for equal rights. He rose to prominence alongside Martin Luther King Jr. and the other foot soldiers of the movement.
For me, this is particularly hard. It's personal because I grew up in Selma, and to be Alabama's first black congresswoman, I know I owe my existence to John and those foot soldiers, their bravery, their activism.
Lewis's work and his selflessness inspired generations.
My name is Jackson Lewis Brewster, and Congressman John Lewis was my uncle and my hero, and it's up to us to keep his legacy alive.
Sunday, John Lewis will cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama one last time. It was there in 1965 he showed he was willing to die for the cause. Alabama state troopers viciously beat him and others marching for civil rights. The pictures stunned the nation and inspired congressional action.
He always wanted to improve the lives of others without any concern for himself. His deep faith in God made him extraordinary. He was fearless by trusting in God because he was chosen.
The late congressman will lie in state in Washington Monday. His funeral will be in his Atlanta congressional district Thursday. Though he impacted and inspired Americans all across the land during his life, family and friends in Pike County, Alabama, will always remember him as the boy from Troy.
The body of Congressman Lewis will lie at the Alabama State Capitol tomorrow, and then it will be flown to Washington, D.C. for a series of farewell services there. Lewis's funeral service is Thursday in Atlanta. North Dakota is confirming 124 new COVID-19 cases. Of those 124, Burleigh County accounts for the largest number at 34. There are no additional deaths being reported. 99 total deaths have been linked to COVID-19 in North Dakota, and there are now 966 active cases. 39 patients are in the hospital, and 4,671 are listed as recovered. Minnesota is reporting 805 new cases of the illness and 5 new deaths linked to COVID-19. There are also, in these 5 deaths, they range in age from their 70s to their 90s. The death toll in Minnesota is now at 1,571. More than 43,000 patients are listed as recovered. Earlier this week, the State Health Department confirmed a new testing structure for North Dakota. The Emergency Preparedness Regional Plan breaks the state down into 8 regions who work together to decide which area is in need of COVID-19 tests. State health leaders say the breakdown of the regions is meant to give local public health leaders the opportunity to advocate for more tests if they know their community will need them.
We're all collaborating together with disease control to kind of identify where we're seeing those hot spots and where potential hot spots could be. So really working together and getting out into those different areas in the different regions that may not necessarily have a huge testing event available to them.
Along with a focus on hotspots, Brunel says the new structure will also benefit more rural communities who haven't had testing events yet. People from the FM area came to Island Park today for the first ever Joy Fest. Nearly 20 local businesses were at the event offering resources ranging from therapists to Fargo Youth Works and Fargo Police Department and Fargo Fire. Music and food was also provided, all for free. Organizers say the goal was to bring people together in a safe way and to provide help and joy to some in the community that have been lacking.
That's the most important thing right now, is to drive out the hate and to push the love. And by doing that, I believe that we create healing.
I think it's nice that the community can get together for one common goal, and that is our togetherness. And we can come together and celebrate even in a time like a pandemic.
The event is slated to end at 8 tonight. Donations from the event will go to Faith for Hope Scholarship Fund. Later on Valley News Live at 6, the South Texas coast is currently being hit by Hurricane Hannah.
And the strongest storm so far is now south of Bismarck. The question is, will they even make it into our viewing area tonight? We'll have that full hour-by-hour forecast coming up next.